Okay, so it seems like there's been even more to the Fillian situation. Now, if you don't know, obviously Fillian has wiped everything from her, kind of social medias, and it has been a really, really big topic within the VTubing community, right? She's been on hiatus for a couple of months now, and well, I say a couple of months, almost 6 months now. Yeah, now, videos are starting to fade away, her profile picture is starting to fade away, and now, of course, all of her social medias are no more. They are all gone. And obviously, yeah, like YouTube videos have been privated. Twitter page has nothing left on it. Her Twitch page has no banner on it, and it seems to just be all gone. But it seems that we have a couple of responses from people that have worked with Fillian, people that are also friends with Fillian. Now, of course, we covered in the last video some responses from Chacha Your V-Mum and also Neurosama. But we now have one from Drumsy here, who obviously is friends with Fillian, and has actually made one saying, "It's my fault she is gone," which I thought was quite funny, and it's quite an interesting short. So let's take a look, and then we'll talk about it.
World hasn't posted in months, and I think it might be my fault. Fillian is a VTuber who was on top of the world. 3 million subscribers, thousands of Twitch viewers, but suddenly she went silent and hasn't posted anything anywhere in 4 months. She even ominously darkened her profile picture. I'm low-key dark. Online, people have been theorizing.
I think this is made before the the entire kind of wipe that you guys know, because obviously he probably would have mentioned the fact that the account is now completely wiped, which wasn't mentioned. So I think this was made before, and it was just kind of perfect timing.
Theorizing why she left, saying things like, "I guess she must be pregnant or has health issues." But I have my own theory. I recently made a video with Fillian where I basically warned her that she was working too hard and needed to be okay with taking more breaks.
Part of my work is to force myself to not work.
Is it a coincidence that right after we made that video, she disappeared from the internet? I was just looking out for my friend, but now I fear her audience will blame me. But hey, it's probably nothing to worry about.
So yeah, obviously that's the entire short. I thought it was quite funny. So essentially, obviously, if you don't know, Drumsy does these kind of VR chat videos and stuff where he kind of talks to whoever, right? Whether it's Fillian, whether it's some random person on VR chat, right? And it usually tends to be this big kind of overall message. And the one that was Fillian was a part of was about not working too much and being okay with taking breaks and things like that. And I think that obviously worked a little bit too much, because now she's on probably one of the biggest breaks of her career, and has been away for quite a while. So now Drumsy saying it's his fault that she's gone. And I think it is quite funny, right? But this has picked up a lot of views as well. It's got a couple it's almost got 1 million saying, "Me think she's pregnant, this guy, it might be my fault." Me, what? That's actually quite funny. On the sniper fire until we know more, but we'll have it ready. So that actually makes the most sense for the evidence that I've seen. The Drumsy, you better be in regular contact with her to ensure she's safe. He's right. I was his fault. Get him out. Very logical explanation, but would it explain the wiping of her channels and socials? Well, my theory is she's rebranding to get her own unique model. And yeah, obviously, I think this, I don't think he's being completely 100% serious. Now, maybe there's a little bit of seriousness in there, in the sense that maybe she did realize that she needed to do a break after this video, but I don't think it's like that serious where it's like changed everything for her, right? But yeah, saying the notification scared the shit out of me. Saying most theories I've seen her trying to rebrand or something, which yeah, I think it is 100% the case. I think she's trying to do maybe at the minimum a new kind of model debut or whatever, right? So convincing Fillian to take a break is a Herculean feat worthy of ballads. May gods have mercy on your damn souls. It was you. We're coming for you, pitchforks, pitchforks, fire. You hurt her and our feelings. So some people are obviously angry at him, but yeah, obviously it's all jokes, it's all fine. But I do think this is quite an interesting response in terms of things, because yeah, there has been a lot that has developed since, right? And there's also been some other responses to the actual wiping, including from Swika, who, if you don't know, obviously has lots of connections to Fillian, because they are the editing and head of content for Fillian's channel. The one that she just wiped, and all of the stuff is gone, right? They're the head of content, the head of kind of videos and editing or whatever. And And now it's all deleted. I mean, bro, imagine like you're the head of content, you just wake up one day and it's like, yeah, so we just wiped everything. It's like, oh god. But yeah, obviously he posts this video saying it's a terrible day for rail, which obviously is this. This might be copyrighted, so I'm gonna actually mute this so I don't get in trouble. But yeah, he's putting together the play, what do you call it? Plaque? Is that what you call it? Play button. And of course, yes, Fillian's play button. You can see the name Fillian on there. And this was actually from an older stream which people brought up whenever they destroyed the play button a while back.
Don't you dare! No!
Oh, it's going!
That's my actual play. Nah, Swika!
Oh,
Adelaine's alive.
oh,
Bro.
oh.
That's crazy. But yeah, of course, there is, you know, a lot of people talking about that. Now, I don't know what this is essentially supposed to mean. Obviously, him putting together the plaque once again. Does it mean that he's going to try and, you know, bring back the channel, revive the channel? I don't know. But we'll have to see. He said, oh, do you know? Then why did this make me very sad? So don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. So yeah, the last known location. So what actually happened? She was such a wholesome VTuber. What caused us to do this? Obviously, it is just, you know, it's a hiatus at the moment for now. And obviously, there isn't anything to worry about. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of people missing the context. They think there's something bigger going on at hand, which I just don't think is the case. So I think there is going to be a lot of comments like that float around on some of these kind of posts. So just be aware of that, right? But also as well, they did get the subreddit. No, the subreddit too, bro. I kind of touched on this a little bit, but yeah, they just changed it to an r/logo. I think that's just the default one, saying nah, the subreddit too. And yeah, no kind of things on Fillian's subreddit whatsoever. Saying we're gonna patiently wait for Fillian's new name and picture and fan art. So might as well start a clean slate. Saying it's meta, which obviously, yeah, it said if you said mods are in on the ARG, get them. Said, but isn't this a fan sub? There's only one mod here, saying been a rough weekend, boys. And yeah, obviously a lot of people wondering why you know, this is the case. But yeah, I think it is a very, very interesting that also the Reddit has been hit. I don't know if that is just something to do because the only moderator is SE Valentine. I don't know if they're a fan or if that's just someone who works with Fillian or if that's Fillian herself. But again, I don't know. As far as I was aware, it was a fan. Would you call it a fan server, fan subreddit? But maybe they're just also doing it to kind of join in on the stuff that's going on too. They might not actually be like involved or like in the know of what is going on, right? And yeah, those have essentially been the main responses that we've gotten from a lot of people in regards to the Fillian situation. It has been pretty crazy overall. You know, obviously there's been many different kind of content creators speaking about this. As I said, those close with Fillian, those not close with Fillian, and it has essentially just taken over kind of, you know, YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and whatever lately, which I wasn't really, you know, I was kind of expecting it whenever the news first dropped, but I didn't expect it to be to this kind of level. I mean, the absolute kind of attention that this has been getting from people outside of the VTuber space has been pretty insane. And, you know, that's something that I didn't expect. I expected it to blow up in the VTubing space, of course. But people outside are also getting very interested in where Fillian is at, because I think it also comes down to who Fillian has interacted with, right? I think that Fillian, of course, has interacted with a lot of people outside of VTubing too. So I think that might be why people are more interested in what is going on, because she's well known outside of VTubing, as well as, you know, inside of VTubing. So, you know, that could probably kind of add up to a lot of the hiatus stuff. And I think that is also why a lot of people are confused too, right? You know, as I said, there were some people in the comments confused about like, hey, you know, what is actually going on with her? Why is she taking this break, etc., etc. And obviously a lot of people that do regular, that watch regular streamers or whatever, aren't really familiar with the concept of hiatuses or breaks or whatever. Of course, you know, streamers go on holiday and whatever, but it's not as much of a spectacle as a VTuber, right? For some reason. I don't know why this is, but obviously, yeah, like VTubers is much more formal. Like they're like, oh yeah, I'm going on break for a while, whatever. And it tends to be more formal than, you know, a regular streamer. But again, and more common, I guess, too. But yeah, it is pretty interesting, right? Because, you know, usually a lot of regular streamers would just kind of disappear for a week or so. and just come back and be like, oh, yo, it's on holiday or something like that, which of course tends to be the case. But as I said, with a lot of VTubers, it tends to be a little bit different. So that's probably why people get a little bit confused as well. But yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.